The other day we told you about how the media got the Rey movie wrong and how they quickly turned to 180 as they realized that they were on the wrong side of Lucasfilm. They were against the very effort to save that which they hold so dear. Today we're going to show you how exactly the Rey movie and the reporting that was happening was actually not so wrong. It was just barely wrong enough to get the clicks. It's time for a class, a lesson in how the media works, folks. Get ready. It's Spinology 101 with Lucasfilm right in the middle of it all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, folks, it's time to get started with another excellent video here on the WDW Pro channel. Why is it excellent, you ask? Why do we always call it a video of excellence? Well, it's because you're here. You're excellent. Thank you for being here. Folks, we appreciate it. An attitude of gratitude right here on this channel. And we need to get into what is going on with the Rey movie. Specifically, we're going to try to tap into the logic behind the way the media works and how they do that 90 to 95 to who knows, 99% correct. And it's that little twist, that little spin that gets you to click on the article and starts up a huge fervor of activity. Well, the sky is not falling. It's definitely not falling for you or me because we know how to parse out what's happening with the drive-by corporate media. Folks, let's get the panel on right now. Oh no, the Rey movie is indefinitely delayed. Oh no, the Rey movie is dead. It's canned. It's gone. It's garbage. Now, folks, if you've been following this channel, you've been ahead of the culture curve the whole way on this. What have we reported so far? Well, back before the Rey movie was announced, we said the Rey movie was coming. We told you the announcement would happen at Star Wars Celebration. And guess what? It did. And then following that, we told you that we were hearing that the budget was being reduced for the Rey movie. And guess what? Seems like it was. And then Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy came out and said, it's time for a woman to lead Star Wars in 2024. And guess what? It's not. Jon Favreau will be doing that. But please take note that whereas many of those outlets out there are reporting that there is no script, they're also now simultaneously, and I think Bespin Bulletin is talking about this, saying that there was a Rey script, that it was by Stephen DeKnight, and that there were so many notes, so many responses to it, that they had to scrap the entire script and start over. Well, that matches with exactly what we said here on this channel, that there had been 2 scripts that we'd heard about from our sources. And we talked about what were in those scripts according to what we'd heard. Okay, so that kind of ex-nays the idea that there was never a script, which we thought was a ridiculous idea anywho. And we also think that Damon Lindelof produced a script. Now, people out there are saying that the Rey movie is delayed indefinitely. And that's also what we've been reporting, which is that we don't know how they're going to make the deadline now that they've got for 2026. So that's no shock to us. What is not being reported yet, and we have been reporting on this channel, so we're just waiting for the mainstream to catch up to us. It took them a while, every step of the way, but they'll catch up eventually. We've been reporting on this channel that we think it's now rather likely that Rey could be going to Disney Plus because it can't make it at the box office. They cannot open it up to that level of scrutiny because we don't see any path forward for them to manage to make money off this thing. And that would be incredibly embarrassing to them. We also think, and I've been reporting, that Rey cannot carry a movie on her own. And so the only Star Wars character remaining that they could strap onto this movie is Baby Grogu, little Baby Yoda. The problem with that is they'll have to age him up. And the problem with that is they need to wrap up the Mandalorian story to strap him onto there.
Well, because everybody loves Teenage Groot, right?
Yeah, Teenage Groot. Hopefully we can skip the acne stage for Baby Yoda. But folks, we're going to have a video out tomorrow covering this, but not from that same angle. So if you've been following this channel, you've already heard all the stuff that's out there right now. What we're going to cover tomorrow, and we've got two, count them, 2 big Star Wars news stories coming out tomorrow. We got permission to release what we know about the Mandalorian movie tomorrow morning from our sources. And tomorrow evening, we'll be talking about the Rey movie, not from the angle you've heard, but rather from the effort to save Rey. And we'll talk about that tomorrow afternoon. But panel, I wanted to give you guys a chance to talk about these latest rumors from the Rey story before we go straight into the ESPN and NFL thing.
I think that Ray right now, you know, I'm all for the spin-off trilogy ending where it did and leaving it right there as this thing that happened one time, and hopefully we can forget about it. That's happened in plenty of franchises over the years. It's too bad it happened to Star Wars. Maybe they can, maybe if somebody comes in that is authoritative, they can come in and make it Legends along with the rest of the Legends canon. Of course, if I were to switch them out, I think I would prefer the EU come in as the canon and the the spin-off trilogy end up as the Legends area. You know, I don't think anybody has anything against Daisy Ridley. She's fine in the role. It's just not that good of a role. They seem to want to rush through these things because they just want to check the box and say, yeah, here's your Star Wars movie. That last one in particular was egregious. I think that we would all like to see someone make a good movie more than anything else. And if it's going to be a Star Wars movie, please, please make it a Star Wars movie in every sense of the word, instead of just saying, well, we're going to stick this other character in here. And in fact, she's going to be of the villain's bloodline, but she's going to end up taking over. She's all of the Skywalkers dying and her becoming a Skywalker while being a Palpatine. Let's just say that wasn't the best way to end your trilogy.
Is it any surprise that the spin, what do you call it? The spin-off trilogy is now in the spin cycle?
That's a very good point. Good turn of phrase.
I'm not sure. I can see it.
I'm not sure there's any way to fix the spun out trilogy. I think you do have to set it aside. I think that if you have any real Star Wars fans out there, they probably don't appreciate anything that was done in any of those three movies upon reflection. The first film felt awfully familiar to many and basically stole wholesale from, you know, A New Hope. I think people are pretty much done with whatever Disney's doing to Star Wars. It will take an outsider to come in and do something with it. I think the only person that they would accept to make anything that might feel like Star Wars would be Jon Favreau. But even at this point, I'm not certain, and he's got his hands full with the Baby Grogu and Mando thing that is coming up here shortly. I don't think there's a way to bring it back. I think you'd have to figure out a way, as you suggested, to decanonize it. But at the same time, can they make a Star Wars film without a legitimate Skywalker? Can they make a Star Wars film without, you know, Han Solo or Princess Leia or any of that? They fumbled the opportunity to pass the baton, and that's basically all there is to it.
Yeah, and I'll also add here another rumor out of Bespin Bulletin says that Andor is about to do its last 7 days of filming or something like that. That Diego Luna is headed over to London to finish that thing up. There's so much about Star Wars right now that has an air of rehabilitation as opposed to hope. It's more like you need to go through your physical therapy. You need to do the hard things. You're not going to show up and do a little plastic surgery here and fix everything. You have to put in the work, and maybe it won't be profitable for a little while, but you need to do good things.
And another one is in the can, folks. Put it in the vault, spin the wheel. It's a golden video yet once more. Thank you for joining us. If you like content like this, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, and when you click it, you do stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Remember, a mind is a terrible, if pro can talk, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. So waste it not. Drop a comment down below and share your thoughts with the world. And who knows, maybe you'll be able to do it without fumbling the words as I just did. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.